We've got burst fire SMGs, the sweet business, but a legendary machine gun, all new weapon perks, and so much more. Guys, this is gonna be an interesting video. What is up, guys? It's your boy Rick Gakis, and today we are going to be showcasing all of the legendary weapons coming to Destiny 2 with the launch of the Renegades Expansion that I was able to see in the recent Renegades gameplay capture event. So thank you to Bungie for bringing me out and making this video possible. And guys, we've got 33 new weapons to go after, and like you saw, all new weapon archetypes, right? All new weapon perks, all new god rolls to chase. Guys, let's get started. Now, you might be wondering, well, what about the exotic weapons? Don't worry, I've already done a video showcasing all of the new Renegades exotic weapons and armor. That's going to be linked up above. Check that out if you want to see the exotics. We're just going to be focusing on legendaries today. Alright, now let's get started with blasters, aka heat weapons. This is an all-new kind of weapon coming with Renegades. You have like an overheat mechanic that you can avoid with a perfect reload, you have a cooling system, and more. These are going to be dropping either as Renegades destination drops or from the brand new dungeon. So let's take a look at those destination drops first. And you have the modified B7 pistol to start things off. This is a stasis 180 RPM hand cannon, and as you can see intrinsically, it's a dynamic heat weapon, which means when you hit reload to vent the weapon, you can actually hit reload again in the perfect spot to achieve a perfect reload, which is going to give you a few seconds of massively reduced heat buildup, allowing you to shoot the next magazine way more than you otherwise would. So keeping that in mind, when we take a look at the perks here, yeah, I got the god roll everyone's going to be chasing, which is Firefly in the left column and then Headstone in the right column, which does exactly what you think it does. You get a precision hit, you're going to make a stasis crystal, and then instantly blow it up with Firefly. So you get the Firefly explosion damage and the stasis shatter damage at the same time for an insane ad clearing potential. This is only available as a roll on the current competitive PvP hand cannon, so the fact that you can get it here on a destination weapon is much more achievable for a lot of people. Really exciting to see this combo here. Now, the origin trait for these destination weapons is air-cooled core. Sprinting increases vent or reload speed for a short time, while at low heat or full magazine, you gain further increased handling and movement speed when aiming down sights. But moving on from there, guys, we've got the all or nothing, which is a Strand 540 RPM pulse rifle. Now, this is also a dynamic heat weapon. Taking a look at the perks here, it also can get Firefly in the left. And for like a pulse, like that is really, really uncommon. That is exciting. You also have some PvP all-stars like Zen Moment and Keep Away. And then in the right column, you have some pretty normal stuff, Kill Clip, and then Hatchling, but then you have thermal atomization. While at high heat, this weapon deals increased damage and causes targets to explode when defeated. So that means you can have Firefly plus thermal atomization for the Omega explosion roll. And remember, guys, you can vent whenever you want and stop the vent whenever you want. So you can constantly keep this weapon at high heat if you want, so everything explodes. But moving on from there, guys, the next weapon we're looking at is the M17 Fast Talker. Now, this is going to be a stasis 900 RPM submachine gun, but this is the other blaster archetype. This is a balanced heat weapon. So that means you can hit the perfect reload right before the weapon overheats for a much, much faster reload. So essentially, again, it's like a built-in reload perk, a built-in feeding frenzy or whatever, if you time your reload right. So with that in mind, taking a look at the perks here, guys, nothing too crazy on the roll I got. Demolitionist, you have Cooling Baubles as a brand new perk for these blaster weapons, Killing Wind, and then, hey, Master of Arms is actually quite good, Kill Clip's not bad, and Target Lock has been pretty saucy at times, especially like a Target Lock SMG with the Titan Peacekeepers. That's obviously the wombo combo of the century, but now with a balanced heat weapon, this could be actually putting out a ton of DPS just because how much more you can shoot these blasters before you need to reload. And again, you have that built-in perfect reload mechanic to get you back into the action extremely fast. But next up, we've got something very saucy, and that is the Uncivil Discourse. This is an arc 180 RPM hand cannon. It's a dynamic heat weapon, but it's a special weapon. So it's a legendary Ariana's Vow, for example. And the PvP players were freaking out about this thing because it hits like a truck, 91 damage to the head in PvP. So 2 heads, 1 body from like across the map. Crazy powerful in PvP and in PvE. Again, it was hitting incredibly hard. You can see for the perks here, we have a brand new perk, first of all, with Delicate Tuning. And then after that, you know, stuff like Precision Instrument to ramp up the damage even more. Yeah, that is pretty juicy. This thing, an all-new weapon archetype essentially. We've never had a legendary special hand cannon before. This could be insane. But moving on from there, guys, we've got the Compact Defender, a Void 360 RPM sidearm, a dynamic heat weapon, and looking at the perks, it's fantastic. I mean, we've got destabilizing rounds in the left column, amazing. We also, once again, have Delicate Tuning in the left, where at low heat, the weapon has slightly more improved range, handling, and accuracy if you want. In the right column, we've got some damage increasing perks like Kill Clip, and I mean, I'm just using Frenzy here. Destab plus Frenzy on a blaster is already amazing. And we also have Desperate Measures. So yeah, just for a great Void sidearm, a Void primary in general, Compact Defender could be pretty decent. And then the final Renegades destination weapon here, guys, is the refurbished A499. This is an all-new weapon type. It's a heavy sniper rifle, kinetic. Intrinsically, it's called Disruption weapon, so it fires one single heavy-hitting round, and then you need to reload. But yeah, it does a ton of damage. Taking a look at the perks here, it can really get some weird perks. I mean, I have it here with Bewildering Burst, so reloading after defeating a target will grant you basically a free blinding grenade effect, and you're going to be reloading after every single shot, and it's not hard to get a kill because it's a heavy sniper rifle, for goodness sake, so that's better than you think. You know, Lone Wolf, no distraction. We also have stuff like auto-loading holster is pretty good with it. Boxed breathing, again, because you have that really powerful single shot, could be decent. Mulligan is surprisingly good. I know that this can also get Envious Assassin, so you can get 2 or more rounds in the mag suddenly, and that changes the equation as well. So an extremely unique, brand new weapon type, definitely one to look out for sure. Moving on from there, guys, we're getting into the next group of blasters. These drop from the all-new dungeon. And the first one we have here is the Zealous Ideal. This is a solar 450 RPM auto rifle. It's a balanced heat weapon. And if we take a look at the perks here, well, we've got an all-new one with Cooling Baubles. We might have seen this before, but pick up Orbs of Power. You reduce the heat. It's got Dynamic, which is great for PvP. Burning Ambition for the Scorch, and One for All and Onslaught. We actually have a new origin trait with these dungeon weapons with Imperial Allegiance. So being near allies grants further increased cooling or charge rate and increased damage while at high heat or low guard energy. So we also have this thing with, I got another roll of it, Heal Clip. So yes, Heal Clip Blaster, which means you can vent whenever you want. Like, you don't gotta do the full reload animation. You can vent for like 2 seconds, cancel it, start shooting again, and still trigger Heal Clip. Actually an insane combo there, guys. Moving on from there, our next dungeon blaster here is actually the Conspiracy Honed, which is a stasis sniper rifle, 140 RPM, guys, dynamic heat weapon. Super interesting to have a sniper rifle blaster, because what this means with dynamic is that if you shoot like one shot and then hit the perfect reload, you can go for like 9 shots in a row with the cooldown you get from the dynamic intrinsic. So actually crazy if you can, again, hit that perfect reload for PvE damage output. It can also get stuff like, you know, Lone Wolf, Vorpal in the left is pretty interesting, Snapshot for PvP, moving target, Firefly, thermal atomization again, which is not hard to trigger, I will say. So just because we've, you know, a sniper rifle that has this overheat mechanic is something brand new. Again, a very interesting weapon. Moving on from there, guys, the next weapon we're looking at here is the High Tyrant. This is a Void 450 RPM pulse rifle. It's a balanced heat weapon, and this can just get some fantastic Void perks here. So on the left, it can get delicate tuning again, a rapid hit. It can get destabilizing rounds again on the left. So hey, if you didn't want to use that sidearm, you can use this rapid fire pulse rifle instead with destab. It can get head seeker for PvP, demoralize, and withering gaze for more Void synergies in PvE, guys. And I mean, destab plus demoralize is kind of crazy. Like, that is a lot of Void keywords going on here with, again, a blaster, you know, better like heat distribution. You're shooting way more than a normal pulse rifle on average. So definitely a cool weapon. I keep saying that, but they keep being very cool weapons, you know. But anyways, moving on from there, our next weapon is the Voltaic Shade. Now, this is an ARC 260 RPM scout rifle that belongs to the balanced heat weapon archetype. So it's essentially a rapid fire scout, but it's a heat weapon. Taking a look at the perks, it can get some of the new ones, delicate tuning, and you also have cooling baubles. It can get the All-Star Keep Away, but in the right column, you have a bunch of damage increasing perks here, Desperate Measures. You have Precision Instrument, which could be very spicy for PvP, and then you actually have Thermal Atomization, so you can make this weapon just explode everything you're shooting as long as you keep it on high heat. Now, of all the blasters, this is one I was a bit less excited about, to be honest. It wasn't doing anything super amazing, especially compared to the other ones. Moving on from there, we have yet another crazy blaster here. Actually, the last blaster we're going to look at with the Bitter End. Now, this is an ARC 900 RPM machine gun. That's what you saw at the beginning of the video. It's a balanced heat weapon, guys, and this thing's actually crazy. First of all, it can get the brand new perk Trickle Charge. So receiving or discharging bolt charge partially loads an improved quantity of the magazine from reserves. Essentially, guys, as you can see right here, this lets you shoot infinitely behind a Storm's Keep barricade. No, I am not joking. Literally, it is infinite. You will shoot every single round you have from reserves before you need to reload because of Trickle Charge. Actually crazy. Combine that with a damage increasing perk. I mean, we have Frenzy here and One for All. Man, using the Bitter End, like, this was one of the favorite weapons of the day, getting to play Renegades. Like, with this thing, it just outputs a ton of damage, and if you're hitting that perfect reload, it reloads super fast, and even if you're not, it can shoot so long before it overheats. Actually a crazy weapon. I think this thing's going to be pretty meta when it comes out in Renegades. Especially because I got another version of it here with even better perks. So you have that Trickle Charge in the left. You can get Rolling Storm in the right for even more bolt charge synergy. And yeah, it can get jolting feedback as well, which is just crazy. But moving on from there, guys, last dungeon weapon here is going to be the Sullen Claw, which is actually a Void lightweight frame sword. And the cool thing about this is that, yes, it can get Eager Edge. Eager Edge on a lightweight frame sword. Not to mention, it can also get stuff like Sword Logic, Bait and Switch if you want a DPS, and Assassin's Blade. That's right, Eager Edge plus Assassin's Blade to increase your mobility and movement even more. Move over Quick Fang, move over every other lightweight frame. Yeah, this is the new absolute Omega movement sword in the game, or, you know, at least this is definitely in the contention, a very exciting one because of those movement perks. All right, now it's time to move on from there. We have a bunch more weapons to showcase, and these are going to be from other sources than Renegades. So we have Trials weapons, we have new Portal weapons, new Pinnacle weapons, and more. But because we have so many weapons to go through, guys, I'm going to put the really cool ones up front here after the blasters. So the first one I want to look at is, that's right, a brand new special rocket-assisted frame pulse rifle. We're getting another one. You thought the Mint Retrograde was amazing. Well, now we have the ARC version of the Mint Retrograde. Now, this is going to drop as a portal weapon, and as you can see right here, we have some incredible perks. I mean, Blast Distributor if you want to use it with a Grenadier build. Eddy Current, surprisingly good, obviously, with the fact that it's ARC. Stats for All is going to be unbelievably easy to trigger. One single burst is going to trigger Stats for All, let's be honest. And then, yes, it can get Rolling Storm for bolt charge synergies. You know, One for All, good overall. And Jolting Feedback is probably what I'm going to go for because, I mean, Jolting Feedback is just amazing. And this thing being a micro missile frame doing as much damage as this archetype already does, and then Jolting on top of that, really, really exciting here, guys. And of course, we have the usual Vanguard Determination Origin trait here. Because of that, we also have the Wildcard Origin trait for even more explosions due to its Foundry. And then moving on from there, guys, again, picking a really cool one out of the bunch. You saw at the beginning of the video, it's the Peculiar Charm submachine gun. But this is not a normal submachine gun. It is a 600 RPM aggressive burst submachine gun. That's right, the first ever of its kind 4-round burst SMG. This is the brand new comp weapon, and yeah, this thing absolutely rips. Even in PvE, it just rips. And the perks it can get, I mean, look, it can get attrition orbs in the left and then kinetic tremors in the right, as well as an all-new perk, I believe, All-Star here. Collecting ammo loads this weapon from reserves and enhances its damage and reload speed for an improved duration. But hey, we all love those attrition orbs plus kinetic tremors SMGs. They're literally god tier, like best in slot, best in the game, arguably. And you're getting it here with a brand new SMG archetype that's, you know, reaching out to further ranges than I think really other SMGs can do. At least that's what it felt like, certainly. All right, now speaking of PvP, let's take a look at the new Trials of Osiris weapons. First of all, we have the Corundum Hammer, which is a new Strand Adaptive Frame 450 RPM hand cannon. As you can see right here, this can get some pretty decent PvP perks. I mean, Slide Shot plus Explosive, you know, or Keep Away in the right even, is not bad at all. And you can get the traditional Fleet-Footed Trials Origin trait, as well as the Roar of Battle Crucible Origin trait. Then moving on from there, guys, yep, the Immortal SMG is returning. This is a Strand 720 RPM aggressive frame SMG, was literally the best PvP weapon in the game for a certain period of time, had to get nerfed actually, and this can get, I mean, in the left column, you have Dynamic Sway Reduction to massively increase the accuracy, and then in the right column, once again, it can get Target Lock. Now, this was so good, again, it was nerfed, but still a saucy combo. Combine that with stat increasing perks, and remember, because this version can become tier 5, that's even more potential stats you can get, along with everything enhanced. Yeah, this could be pretty powerful in PvP. Now, after that, guys, we have another returning one. The Astral Horizon Shotgun is back. This is an aggressive frame, 55 rounds per minute. You can see the roll I got here. Again, has some pretty good stuff. Slide Shot in the left, and you also have in the right opening shot. So just slide shot plus opening shot, combine that with the right masterworks, the right barrels, and, you know, the right magazine perks, aka aggressive ballistics, and you've got some pretty good stuff here for a PvP shotgun. Remember, aggressive frames, along with every frame pretty much, except for rapid fire, is actually getting a buff in PvP. Like, aggressive frames are doing more damage per shot to try to improve their effectiveness in PvP, as announced in a recent sandbox update. But after that, we actually have a brand new Trials weapon, and that is the Martlet. Now, this is a void, lightweight frame, 450 rounds per minute pulse rifle. Taking a look at the role I have here, I mean, Headseeker in the left is very saucy. That's pretty uncommon. Most of the time it's spawning in the right, so in the left opens up some interesting perk possibilities. I mean, Headseeker plus Zen Moment is actually in the right here. That's pretty good. Or you could go like Headseeker plus Desperado, Headseeker plus a damage increasing perk. Yeah, that could be very darn good. Now, moving on from there, the last Trials of Osiris weapon is another returning one, the Cataphract GL3. A lot of strand weapons for Trials next season. Again, this is a strand adaptive frame, 120 RPM heavy grenade launcher, and you've just got some saucy rolls once again. I mean, the roll I got with mini frags, you have auto loading, you have Envious Arsenal, which is god tier, and of course you can get bait and switch in that right column. Could absolutely be one to watch out for. All right, now moving on from there, we have a few new Crucible weapons. The first one is the Vinctus 4? Okay, so the Vinctus here is a strand, again, high impact frame, 360 RPM machine gun. And looking at the perks here, in the left column, it can actually get Hatchling. Not usually you're finding that in the right, so it's interesting it can get that there. In the right column, you have like Tear, Rewind Rounds, and Killing Tally are top tier machine gun perks for sure. Unfortunately, high impacts are not quite as amazing, so we'll have to wait and see for that one. Moving on from there, you have the Moss Anathor 4 hand cannon. This is a void aggressive frame, 120 RPM. And taking a look at the perks here, in the left we have stuff like, you know, Slideways and Keep Away is interesting. Adagio with a 120. You have Sword Logic as well. Demoralize. We have some of those Void synergistic, those Void keyword perks here as well, guys. And moving on from there, we have another reprised weapon. A fan favorite, the Riptide, which is a rapid fire frame stasis fusion rifle. That's right, it is returning, and it can get, you know, I got kind of the classic auto loading plus chill clip roll here, so that is back, but this time it can get the incredibly powerful controlled burst perk as well. So gonna have to watch for fusion rifles. There's a lot of competition now with really good fusion rifles. There's the Lionfish is another incredible stasis fusion, so will that compete with that? We'll kind of have to wait and see. But moving on from there, guys, we are gonna get into the rest of the weapons. These are gonna be either portal weapons, pinnacle weapons, or seasonal weapons. So we're just going to go over all of the rest of these weapons here. The first one being the Hawthorne's Feel Forged Shotgun. This is a seasonal weapon. This is a return of a very, very old weapon. Actually not kinetic, sorry. It's stasis now, a stasis lightweight frame, 80 RPM shotgun. It can get slide shot in the left, as well as, you know, sleight of hand, which is getting a buff, lone wolf in the left as well, and then you can get stuff like chill clip in the right, master of arms in the right is kind of interesting. But moving on from there, guys, we get the something snipe rifle. This is from the portal, and taking a look at the roll I have here, this is an aggressive frame kinetic snipe rifle, so 72 RPM. It can actually get, I mean, triple tap to get ammo back, plus kinetic tremors. Now, is that going to be good on an aggressive? Maybe not. It can also get the new All-Star perk in that right column. Stuff like Snapshot Sight, however, in that left column, that's great for PvP. So one to maybe keep an eye on for sure. After that, we have the Nox Sideral 4. Everything's number 4. So this is a portal weapon. It's an aggressive frame stasis fusion rifle. And taking a look at the perks here in the left column, actually not bad. Clown Cartridge is an interesting one. A Demolitionist for PvE. Discord for PvE. In the right column, Master of Arms. Interestingly though, Crystalline Corpse Bloom. Rapid Final Blows spawn a large stasis crystal near the victim's location. Again, don't need precision hits. I mean, you can't because it's a fusion rifle, like with Headseeker. So Crystalline spawning with a fusion rifle for stasis synergies. If you're running a stasis build that wants to be making crystals, this could be an interesting one. Moving on from there, guys, we have another fusion rifle here, the Monady 44. This is a seasonal weapon, and this is going to be a high impact frame void fusion rifle. And taking a look at the perks here, guys, obviously this is a Suros weapon, but it can get subsistence is kind of interesting. Attrition orbs, don't know about that one. Repulsor brace, closing time, destabilizing. So repulsor plus destabilizing for the void wombo combo. Pretty much one shot will, kill, turn volatile, give you an overshield, all that stuff. Now the Suros synergy perk is a bit interesting, reducing incoming flinch with a fusion rifle specifically. Now high impact frame, not quite so sure about that one for PvP, but kind of an interesting one. I don't know if we have too many Suros fusion rifles in the game, if any, off the top of my head. But moving on from there, really interesting one, guys. We have the Motif 41 grenade launcher. This is a solar area denial frame, but the really interesting part here is that unfortunately I got kind of terrible rolls here. Wellspring, auto loading in the left is fine. Master of Arms, it can get attrition orbs, even though it's nerfed, it's still not bad. But I believe this can actually get incandescent on an area denial. That could be very, very good, guys. So anytime there's an area denial, this is a very popular weapon archetype. You always got to pay attention there. I think this might be the first solar area denial in the game, actually. So moving on from there, we have the Evening SI4. This is a portal weapon. This is a solar adaptive burst sidearm. And looking at the perks here, I mean, on the left column for PvE, heal clip is always great, and then you combine that with sword logic or whatever for PvE, or you could go the PvP route. Headseeker, definitely good for PvP combined with stat increasing perks and so on. Every once in a while, someone just pops off with an adaptive burst in the Crucible. They've definitely been, meta at certain points, and so it's always interesting to pay attention to where these end up. Moving on from there, guys, we have the return of a legend, the Horror's Least, which is a rapid fire frame arc 540 RPM pulse rifle, guys. Now this is a pinnacle weapon next season, and looking at the perks here, it can actually get that new trickle charge perk. Don't know how good that's going to be on a pulse rifle compared to the machine gun. It was insane. But in that right column, I mean, it can get jolting feedback and rampage, which remember is getting a massive buff. So could be an interesting one for sure. The stats of this weapon are generally great. And so, PvP rolls, PvE rolls, it can kind of do it all as long as it has good enough perks. It gets that problem solver, pinnacle origin trait, Vanguard determination, nothing crazy new. But moving on from there, we do have something pretty new here. The Sarpedon D. This is going to be an arc, the first ever arc spread shot hand cannon. So that new hand cannon archetype introduced with Arms Week, guys. And yeah, this can get some arc perks. In the left column, Eddy Current is actually not that good here, to be honest. Lead from Light, Proximity Power is a great one if you are using it with, well, I mean, right next to it, 1-2 Punch. Yes, 1-2 Punch is not going to increase your melee damage by as much as 1-2 Punch on a shotgun, but infinite ammo, so I still find myself using spread shot hand cannons with certain PvE builds, melee builds that is. So yeah, proximity power plus 1-2 punch is amazing. Rolling storm to gather bolt charge is interesting as well. Collective pugilism is somewhat interesting for those melee builds also. So certainly again, one to watch out for. Anytime there's a new spread shot hand cannon, you gotta pay attention. All right, moving on from there, guys, we have the 86. This is a new seasonal sword. It's a strand vortex frame sword, so not too many of these. I think there's kind of one strand vortex in the game so far. Regardless, might be two. This can get stuff like, relentless strikes in the left is god tier. Sharp harvest is a really interesting one too. People really like that with the Synestia sword that's in the game right now that can get like eager edge plus sharp harvest to get more special. Great perk. In the right column, didn't get anything too insane on this roll. This actually has the Bray Legacy origin trait, I should say, but actually did get a different role here with some more interesting perks. It can get flash counter, which is very good with, for example, the stronghold build. Chain reaction in the right, as well as attrition orbs in the right. So if you're running sharp harvest plus attrition orbs, you're genning special ammo and orbs. You could use this like purely as a utility sword for sure. Now, moving on from there, guys, the next weapon we're looking at here is going to be a good shout. Now, this is a void heavy combat bow, high impact frame. This is a pinnacle bow, and looking at the perks I got with it, no distractions, kind of meh, followed by another kind of meh perk, built to blast. Withering Gaze is a bit interesting, right? Like ADS, you're going to weaken on a heavy that you can get your ammo back. Demoralize and destabilizing rounds on the right is definitely more interesting. High ground, so, the Void Synergistic Combat Bow. This is a brand new weapon archetype added, just with the Edge of Fate, really. So getting more of these is always interesting. And then the literal last weapon we are gonna look at today, guys, the 33rd weapon, is going to be the Oxygen SR3. This is the return of an old pinnacle weapon back in the day. Precision frame, solar 180 RPM. Taking a look at the perks here, Stats for All, Pugilist, Shoot to Loot is always a great one. In the right column, a one for all, Box Breathing with Scout Rifles is, pretty good in PvP. And then Collective Pugilism. Honestly, nothing super insane in this role, but that's not every role you can get. Overall, guys, again, some really cool stuff. Always excited to see, honestly, like new weapon archetypes, brand new perks. That's the stuff I'm really interested in. It's much more interesting having your for example, your comp weapon being a brand new burst fire SMG that we've never seen before versus another hand cannon, even if that hand cannon can get like a million good rolls. And the blaster weapons, genuinely, from playing with them, they feel incredibly unique, incredibly different. I think those are going to be some of the most popular weapons in the meta once Renegades launches. Guys, that is it for the video. Hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus, that is linked in the description down below. Again, hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.